Welcome to the show where we talk to successful people about the bits you don't see. Today, we're talking to Mrs. Lithuania World 25-26, Veronica Walker.
How you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, good. Really looking forward to this conversation because, as we'd said before, I've never really understood the Miss World process and all these other things, how they all piece together. So, looking forward to talking about that. Before we get into that, tell me your story. What is your story?
Well, I'm Veronica Walker and I'm Mrs. Lithuania World. I was born and raised in Lithuania. I spent 18 years there. At 18, I took a bold decision to move the country and I moved to United Kingdom with £500 in my pocket and no place to stay and not even English. So it's quite bold decision for me.
What, as in you couldn't speak English?
No, I
couldn't.
couldn't.
Oh my God.
No. I could speak 4 languages fluently. At that time, I could speak German as well, but apparently the flight ticket, it was £50 cheaper to get to London than to Berlin at that time.
Wow.
Yeah, and, moved to United Kingdom and worked really hard to learn the language, to be a cleaner in the hotel, because without the language, you can't do much. And they just grew within the hotel business, from the cleaner to bartender, from the bartender to a supervisor. And then I was the duty manager at the Lansborough in London,
Nice.
which is incredible for me. And my life just, took a different turn. And I'm so happy to be in United Kingdom. Because there is my family, my husband and my 3 children, and now taking different journey to Mrs. World as a Mrs. Lithuania World.
Nice. So, tell me, what is Mrs. Lithuania World? What is Mrs. World? Talk to me about all that.
So Mrs. World, this is the one of the most prestigious pageant in the world, based for married women. This has been established in 1984 by Mr. and Mrs. Marmel. They wanted to get every single married woman onto a spotlight. Because in the past, if you think about the pageant, there was a beautiful girls walking down the stage with lots of lovely clothes and but it was only for the youngsters. So they wanted to give the opportunity for a married woman to take part in this and celebrate who they are, their families, but also all the accomplishment and the talents that they have.
So, right, I'm starting to understand. So there's Miss World and then Mrs. World. Miss is non-married, Mrs. is married.
Yes,
right,
absolutely.
Okay.
So Miss World, for example, they have a specific age. I believe it's 18 to 25 or 26 years old. And Mrs., you can be 20 years old, but you must be married.
Well, if you're 30 and you're not married?
Then you need to find a different brand to compete.
Okay,
Honestly,
so there's all different brands.
yes,
Right, okay.
there is a different brand. There is, for example, Miss Great Britain. There is Mrs. World. There is Miss Supranational. There is Miss Universe. There is so many different brands with everyone having their own regulations, if that makes sense.
So what, they're almost like individual companies essentially then? Is that how it works? Because that's what I've always wondered is this just one thing that's ran by one central place across the whole thing, or is it multiple different organisations? Sounds like it's multiple different organisations.
Yes, it's different organizations that they values and what they stand for. Everyone is going to have different things. But nowadays, it's beauty with purpose. So that means you can be the most beautiful woman in the world or in the room, but you need to bring something on the table. So we are as well very heavily involved in the charities or a community engagement or do something more with that title. Because crown or a title without purpose, it's nothing. It's just decoration. So if you have this, you need to use it to inspire the others and, just giving a hope sometimes as well to the others by sharing your story.
So we'll come on to scoring and stuff more later because I want to get an understanding of that. But you say purpose and stuff. does that count towards your like score? Like who wins? Is it who's done the best stuff or something like that?
So every brand going to have a different ins and outs. But for example, for Mrs. World, of course, you need to be a representative of the title. Also, it celebrates what you have achieved so far. But on the day, the main scoring system is going to be from your interview with the judges. So we're going to have 5 judges. We're going to have 4 minutes per each judge. And you just change your seat towards the fresh judge every 4 minutes.
Wow.
And it sounds like cool experience, and it is, but it's not enough time to actually express yourself and to share the whole life story, you know? So you need to be concise. You need to just tell them what you have achieved in your life or what you have done so far, you know, and tell them your story, which is incredible because it's always quite nice just to get the new connections, get the new feelings about the person. And that is a one part of the scoring system. Then we need to walk the stage with swimwear and national costumes, and also the evening gowns. And of course, if you're lucky enough to be in top 6 or top 3, it will be on stage question. I believe it's a 30 seconds answer, which, you know, when you have 1,000 people in front of you, you can freeze very easily. But that is the point when you need to just take a deep breath, smile, and, you know, just get there with the strongest line you possibly can.
So you were saying before, oh, I've not done stuff on camera before, oh, I like don't know how I'm going to cope and stuff. You've stood in front of a stage in front of thousands of people and spoken. Like, that's way harder than this, surely.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you can't see this because the lights, it's really, really bright. But also you on this kind of emotional level that you're so excited, but also you have these butterflies in your stomach and you don't know what is going to happen. And to see your family there is just a different level of excitement. So I think it's easier when you have such a big audience because it's already, you know, you're excited, you're just walking down the stage and that is just only last part that you need to speak on a stage. But yeah, it's great. It's so exciting.
You know what? That resonates with me because I've done like a lot of stage speaking and stuff in my life, presentations and, you know, talking about whatever in the glamping industry or other stuff as well. And I've said to my life coach, and I've probably said in the podcast as well, that see, standing on a stage talking to 500 people, I find it way easier than, say, being at a networking event and going up and speaking to one person. I'm like, oh no, I couldn't do that. But I could stand on a stage in front of 500 people and easy speak. I'm working on it with my life coach. But yeah, it sounds like that's maybe a bit similar.
The coaching, you just mentioned that you have a life coach, which is incredible because it gives you this kind of second life because you're just trying to understand who you are and what you want to do with your life in the future, isn't it? Pageants, they have coaches as well.
Oh, nice.
So we have your main coach that leads you from point A to point B with constant questions and answers, mock tests, mock exams and everything else, trying to dig deeper inside you. What else you have there, you know, what else you didn't share. It works like a therapy as well, but also we have a catwalk coach, you know, and mine it's in Paris, Putra Passarella. He is incredible actually, who walks in heels and he is one of the best. So it's quite nice to have that support as well, but also you learning much more through the coaching.
So I probably naively thought that a pageant was you get in a bikini, you walk down the stage, you come back, and probably a lot of people listening think the same as well. It sounds like it's so much more than that. So we've got interviews, we've got doing good in the world, blah, blah, blah. Like what else is involved? Talk me through like, you know, day one of the pageant. What happens day 1, 2, 3, all the way through? Okay,
so for example, let's talk about Mrs. World. This competition takes place in Las Vegas, so nice. I'm quite excited. Good start. Yes, it will be a first time in America for me, so I'm quite excited about that. The pageant, it's not a one-day pageant, it's the whole week, okay? So it's dignitary dinners or orientation dinners, meeting all the other delegates from all over the world. It will be between 40 and 160 ladies over the world, you know, Puerto Rico, India, Brazil. I mean, it's incredible. I do remember I was watching black and white TV as a child and watching Miss Universe, you know, and it was incredible. So I'm going to be there as well. And this is that is only one part to this, because you just getting involved within that female community, if you like. You are getting to know everyone's story, you are sharing the stories, you're doing their rehearsals, you going and doing something with the community, you have organized trips together. So as well, they want to see how you work as a team. Because this is a team. Everyone who going to stand on that stage, it's already worth it, the crown, because it went through the struggles in their life, or done brilliantly well for their community, or did something extraordinary. Everyone is already there, it's a winner. So we never know who's going to take a crown until the last minute of the whole week spent together.
Yeah. And so, like, when you're doing these things, you're having your dinners, you're going out, are you getting judged at that point as well? Is there people, like, watching you during these things too?
Well, people watching, lots of coaches and judges, they say it's not judged. But I think, in my opinion, where is the judge in the room, you're already judged.
100%.
You know, a little bit, maybe not on a scoring sheet, but they already watch people around.
Yeah.
So the main marks that go on a paper is going to be on the final day, when you're going to go for the private interview and when you're on the stage. But you know, they're watching who can carry that title with pride for the next year.
Yeah.
This is a face of the brand and face of every single country that stood beside it.
So what do you say in your interview? Like, you've got a 5-minute interview with one of these people. What's said? Give it to me now.
Well, you know, you need to, of course, say who you are. What are you doing? What is your platform? Because everyone's supposed to have something. Why they're doing this, you know? And as so many ladies out there will be so many different stories. There will be, you know, sometimes emotional stories, sometimes funny stories. Some of the girls doing this for fun, which is incredibly brave of them as well, you know. And some of them, they're going to have a purpose that they want to change the world, for example, you know, and just become someone who going to navigate the others who they maybe lost by, you know, doing something in the past. So the interview going to be included all about your life, all about the achievements, the platform, what is your vision for the future, what do you want to do with this, and mostly all about you.
And so what sort of things are you saying? What is your vision for the future? What is your story?
You know, Callum, my life was a roller coaster, trust me, from a little girl being born and raised in Lithuania by a single mother. So I saw my struggles out there. And at 18, I moved to London. That it was another struggle as well, because it was just up and down in my life, and I needed to work hard to be at the point where I am just now. Also, I am becoming a voice, or already a source of understanding. I became a voice to the other ladies, and I always promote that there is no woman need to walk alone through her struggles, because in the past I was a struggle. I had a struggle in my life. I've been a survivor of domestic violence abuse, and I always try to be aware of this and raise awareness for the others, because it's a very sensitive subject that people not necessarily want to share or want to go back in the memories. So now I'm not scared to share that, and it took me 14 years to get to that point that actually I'm openly can talk about this, because I know that I'm helping the others by sharing my story and the volume of the messages that I receive. Veronica, I saw your post, inspirational post, thank you so much. I thought today it will be my worst day, but you've changed my thinking. So, you know, I can see that this working. But also, I'm a mother of premature twins, and that was another struggle. You know, so, but they're fine now, and now they're 8 years old, actually, on the 15th of October, so we
nice.
celebrate the
So,
birthday here.
nice.
And they can speak back, so nothing wrong with them. But I am advocate for that as well, for neonatal unit, because people without this experience, sometimes they not necessarily understand what is happening behind the incubator's glass.
Yeah.
It's only the parents who are going to go through will understand this. So with my struggles, I turn them into a powerful force for change, for measurable change. And I'm raising funds for this, raising awareness as well, which it's, I think I found my passion.
Nice. So practically, what does that mean? Are you going out to like the hospital and doing stuff there, or like what are you actually practically doing?
Well, practically, I am organizing different events. Around the country, more or less, to raise vital funds.
Fundraising,
yes.
right, okay.
So for last 2.5 years, I raised £250,000.
Wow, well done.
£250,000.
Well done.
Which is incredible. And mostly everything went to a community in Edinburgh,
Right.
Women's Aid, because they helped me in the past. And that was my kind of thank you back.
Nice.
And our children, they were born in the neonatal unit at Royal Infirmary.
Okay.
So I have organized a big event. It could be a pageant event. So 2 years in a row, I was running Miss GB Edinburgh. I don't know if you heard or not.
Yeah.
But it was at Preston Field House Hotel. And this was not for profit. So that was all the money that been raised, for example, that night, which was £45,000.
Nice. And that was just from your thing?
Yes.
Wow, well done.
Yes, that is only from my things that I do. But also I'm trying to be inclusive. So my husband is a very keen golfer and he loves his golf. So I said, okay, so let's raise money for neonatal unit through the golfing experience, So they played scrambles at the Bransfield golf course. It was 30-something golfers, which we raised as well, I think around £15,000
Nice.
only from that event, So everything just comes into a small kitty where we can just share the money with the hospital or with a women's aid unit. And it's quite nice when you go back, when I go back to the hospital and I see the difference, where the money went actually. It's not in someone else's pocket because I can see they told me that they need a chair for women after C-section with the premature babies, because if you're a mother, you can't sit after C-section and just breastfeed the child. You're supposed to that kind of a curved chair to lean back and just to make it comfortable things, Or there is an investment in a bigger technology for the units, which is incredible because the numbers is good when you're raising money, it's at £250,000. It's incredible amount. But for me, the main achievement and success when mother says, my child was saved in neonatal unit because of the funds that you provide for equipment.
Well,
you know
so
what I
it is
mean?
proper, like full circle.
Yes.
And the stuff that you're putting in, you're actually going in, they're saying, we need a chair there. You're going back a month later and there's a chair there. So you're practically seeing the kind of full circle in it with that as well.
Absolutely. So I'm raising money physically, actually, because trying to get the different organization working with me. So, for example, Edge Radio, where I'm a weather girl for Edinburgh and surrounding areas as well. They are really heavily involved as well in all the charity events that I organize, or there's individuals who are really keen to collaborate as well and to make the events bigger. So actually we go there ourselves and work for it. And obviously raising funds, raising awareness, speaking about it. And that it's helping the others.
Nice, well done. That's really good, and it makes me feel bad about myself because I don't do any of these good things. So, like, what are you doing on like a day-to-day basis? And on like a random Wednesday, what are you doing? Are you like always going out and doing these things, or like have you got something else going on as well?
No, I do have something else. Absolutely, I'm a wife and I'm mother of 3 children, so it's quite difficult to juggle everything. Plus, husband on its own in the house, and I do run as well a family trust with some properties across Scotland, which it keeps me busy, you
Nice.
know. I do modeling, and I do as well a charitable things for Mrs. World, but also for my platform, Moments That Matter, because I used to live that life, and I want to really make such a big difference to the others. I want them to have someone supporting him, supporting her, and knowing that there is someone else who actually been in the same situation.
Yeah. So what is that? What's Moments That Matter?
I advocate for maternal health, maternal or infant health as well, supporting the survivors of the domestic violence.
So that's, yeah, what we've
so
spoken about
that
before.
is the whole package that it's under umbrella of Moments That Matter.
Nice. So tell me about the property stuff. You mentioned you've got some family trust stuff going on. Tell me about that.
Well, we have a few properties and one on Isle of Skye, which
Nice.
is so nice.
Nice.
It's nice to have a little break there with the family. This is the property is a family trust to securing, you know, a better future for our own children as well. But at the moment, this is short and long term led,
Nice.
which is kind of a property company, but not for us developing something
Yeah.
bigger.
Okay, so you'll buy a few places, you own them, and then you either rent them out short term or long term, depending
Yes,
on.
yes.
That's kind of similar to what I did at home. I've got one short term, long term let, and then obviously I've got the glamping pods throughout the UK. But as we just said before, I've kind of pulled back from that, and I'm spending much more time here in Dubai.
Which is incredible,
yeah.
you know. At least you don't need a heavy jacket.
Yeah, God, yeah, 100%. Well, obviously I've lived here for a long time. I've lived here like 5 years, but just I'm spending a lot more of my like work effort hours here now than what I probably did before. You guys are backwards and forwards here all the time. Tell me about that. So you're in Dubai quite a lot.
Yes, we are trying to be in Dubai a few times a year. Of course, it's a class here. It's so safe. Having 3 children, for us, it's very important to be on a safer side of the world. We love the sun and the water here, and people are lovely. You know, that is our dream holiday, and we try to work hard back home to make sure that we can afford to come here and just to enjoy the summer with the kids. And kids absolutely love it. You know, if one day I will have this opportunity to move to Dubai, I believe that would be a place, yeah.
Do you think that's on the cards? Do you think that would ever happen?
I don't think so, but it's nice to dream, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I never actually technically moved here. I just came on holiday and I just never went home. I guess I do live here now that I've been here 5 years and I've got a house and I've got everything else. But
Amazing. And what about the language? Do you learn the language?
nobody speaks it. I mean, you'll see yourself. Like it's you really like it would be a waste of time to learn Arabic because nobody ever speaks it anywhere. Like, you know, have you ever come across a shop or a restaurant or whatever where it's like, oh, I wish I'd spoke Arabic?
You know what? I love the languages because I speak fluently 4 languages. I used to speak German, but for 20 years I never, practiced again. So I lost that sense of language. But I would, if I would have that need of learning the Arabic, one of the kind of nice and very unique language,
yeah, it is
because
unique,
the way how they I know
Khaled.
no, but it's a lovely on sound and it's completely different. So ABC is completely different. So that it's nothing to do with our style of the languages, but the language is amazing. So if I would move here, I will be learning because I think it's important. Exactly the same. When I moved from Lithuania to United Kingdom, I needed to speak that language because I would not expect anyone to speak to me Polish, Lithuanian, or Russian, So, but I was quite happy with that move. So I don't know how hard that would be to move to a new country again.
Yeah, it's funny here, right? Because it does just feel like being at home in a lot of ways. That, like, I mean, my gym class in the morning. Obviously, we know each other from the David Lloyd at home. I go to a place called Boxica now. All 20 people that do the class in the morning, everyone's British. In my office,
that is a British mentality.
Yeah. My office, everyone's British. Where I go out, so it's like because there's so many British people here, we like the same things, so we end up in the same places. And I'm not saying that's the right way to be, but you just kind of end up like in a kind of British community, but in the sun with the safety and the security and the finances and all those sort of things that are the benefits of Dubai. So yeah, it's quite a weird one that you don't like. You're not really interacting with Arabs on a daily basis, and to be honest, only ones that are kind of still in Dubai are a bit more. Is the word cosmopolitan?
Oh, yes,
where they're like
yes.
okay with like, you know, people drinking and girls in bikinis and all that sort of stuff. Because I think any locals that are traditional locals have gone away to a different emirate because Dubai is so
Westernized.
like westernized and probably disgusting to like old school Arabs that they're not here anymore. They've gone to Sharjah or Ajman, maybe Iraq, maybe Fujairah, but like probably quite a lot more locals in Abu Dhabi. I don't know if you go through to Abu Dhabi much, but it's a bit more traditional.
We've been twice.
Yeah, a bit more traditional,
That's
a bit
right.
less, you know, girls in bikinis and alcohol. And I mean, you still get those things. But yeah, I think that anyone that's traditionally Arab has left Dubai a long time ago because it's probably quite disgusting to them now. So, what's my point in that going kind of full circle? There's not many places that you could actually interact with Arabs and actually speak Arabic. As sad as it is, because, I don't know, I've said this for a while, that I think that Dubai is getting too westernized and too far gone. There's a lot of kind of drug dealers from Liverpool coming, and like if you go certain places you can just tell there's going to be, you know, a few more BAMs there than you probably would expect from Dubai. And so like I think it's almost going too far the other way, a bit too lenient,
Too much.
a bit too soft. You know, even like, you know, I used to like it back when I first came here. All the way around the marina you couldn't drink alcohol. There was nowhere in the marina, nowhere in JBR. There was places that there was no alcohol at all, and it feels like it's just kind of going to like, there's a few restaurants around the marina now that serve alcohol. There's a few in JBR that serve alcohol, and it feels like it's losing its traditional values a little bit. Well, I mean, it started to lose its traditional values obviously 20 years ago, but it feels like it's maybe gone too far now. Have you noticed that in the time that you've come here that it's got more westernized?
Yeah, absolutely. Because even we started to come here 5 years ago, and first time I do remember that moment when I came in and I was asking my husband, "My goodness, do I need to cover myself all the time?" You know, and he said, "No, you will be fine. You will be fine." And some of the people would give you a look if you have a shorter skirt or open shoulders, and obviously there is a places that you need to just use
Depends
your common
where you are,
sense. If you're going to go to mosque, of course you need to just cover yourself and just to be respectful to the other culture and the religion and everything else. But now I can see such a massive difference. So even bikinis that you touched on it, they are not fully covered. They can be just a little bit of material all over the place, and that's it, and that is fine, and that is acceptable. I think Dubai is very westernized nowadays, which it gives this a good appetite for the others to come here with the comfort that they're getting something greater than back home on the higher standards, and also still they don't need to hide from their own culture, and I think that it's a great thing. But as well, there's supposed to be barriers where actually they need to have that limit of freedom.
Yeah.
But with the alcohol, exactly the same. I never seen in a shop alcohols. I assume that it's a...
Yeah, so there's alcohol shops,
Special ones?
specific alcohol shops.
Okay.
There's one called MMI and one called African and Eastern. You'll probably notice them now when you're driving around. Even like Ranches Mall, which this one surprises me. It's you'll pass it when you go back to the Palm today.
Okay.
There's a mall that has an alcohol shop in it, and like, I don't know, malls have always in my head been kind of the more traditional spaces, but yeah, there's an alcohol shop in Ranches Mall. There's one literally around the corner from us, literally 2 minutes. You could walk to it 4 minutes from here.
That is quite a handy walk for you.
Yeah, to be fair, like I barely drink now. Like I've probably drank for my best mate's wedding and his stag do. Granted, the stag do was like 4 days. That's the only time I've drank this year.
You're not missing out on this, trust me.
Yeah, so I used to drink a lot more, but just like, I don't know, I'm kind of over it. Like, I'd rather, well, obviously we're recording on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'd rather get up, 10 o'clock on a Sunday. I've been up since 7. That's quite late for me. I'd rather be up fresh and doing stuff than lying in bed. Oh my God, I'm so hungover. Oh, what have I done last night?
What a waste of
mess.
time.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't actually bother me, the alcohol thing. Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'll ever fully stop. But you know, it's like a bit of a big deal for me to drink now. It's like, oh, okay, I'll do it, but I need to plan for 2 days after to recover and stuff like that.
And you as well in development or the estate, real estate. So you need to be this kind of
100%.
fresh because you are dealing with the customers. You need to think on your feet what to do, how to do it. And this is absolutely the alcohol. You don't need it.
100%. And I'm doing the real estate to get really good at it. Like, you could get by. I'm probably good enough to get by and be out every night. Like, I've got the skills to be able to do it, but I want to smash it. And to do that, I need to be sharp and I need to be fresh. Definitely. Right, back to pageant. So talk to me. If I was, or let's put me to one side. I was going to say if I was a girl, but that's a bit weird. If there's a girl listening to this that wants to be in a pageant, or a woman, maybe do both, what do they need to do? Where do they start?
I would definitely recommend to get involved. Just try to research about the pageants. Just try to research what sorts of brand your values are closer to, because everyone will stand for different things. And obviously, if you are in specific age category, so try anything, because they give you, the pageants gives you this extra comfort and confidence. You're learning actually the art of self-acceptance in the first place, which is a crucial nowadays. With overuse of social media, everyone wants to look like someone else, you know, and this really destroys the mental strength and the mental attitude. So just be yourself, find yourself and push yourself out of the comfort zone to get into the pageant, because the female community there, it's incredible. It's not this kind of bitchy side, you know, of the woman, oh, I hate you because you have the longest legs, or I don't like you because you are the prettiest in the room. We don't have this. We are actually women supports women all the time. And this is an incredible feeling, because you don't feel that this is a competition. This is a journey together. And sometimes you make friends for life.
Yeah.
And I have friends as well. Maybe not everyone going to be your friend, but at least if you're going to get one or two, you are the winner, you know? And exactly the same, married woman, it's so easy, and being a mom and a wife, it's so easy to lose yourself in every single day chaos, you know, dropping the children to school, picking them up, different activities afterwards, running the business, organizing the house, cooking dinner. It's so easy just to lose yourself. And I believe that every woman, no matter of age or stage in life, supposed to have some time for herself. And if you want to show up differently, of course, it's a glamorous thing. You can just put the makeup on or a lovely dress on. But if you have a different purpose as well to feed in and just bring on a table, absolutely yes.
Nice. So, like, what do I then practically do? So I research, I look, this one, that one. Like, do I apply somewhere? Do I phone someone? Do I pay something? Like, what do I do to actually do it?
Yeah, so for example, there is a different brands, and the bigger brands, for example, like Mrs. World, they have the representative in each country. So there is Mrs. UK World, Mrs. Lithuania World, Mrs. Russia, or Mrs. Brazil. Just get there, organize the application in, and then you're going to have your own regional or national pageant. And if you are the winner of the national pageant, you're going to go internationally. And some of the pageants, they're slightly smaller, and they just only sit in the nationals. So that means there is a regional hits.
Right, okay.
And then after that, after the regional heats, you go level up if you are the winner. So just put the application in, and then you will see this is going to just come on you with a great pace, because it's a great thing that people getting involved, putting the applications in, enjoying the process, finding something different, finding their own purpose. You know, they're actually understanding what they want in life, which is incredible.
Nice. So why you won Miss Lithuania, right? Why did you win? Like, what was it that made you win above everyone else?
Well, with Mrs. Lithuania, that is a little bit different, because I competed in Mrs. UK World, okay? And I wanted to go to Mrs. World. I was first runner-up, so that's mean the place of Mrs. UK, it's already taken.
Right.
But being from Lithuania, and at the moment, Lithuania doesn't have that competition yet in the country.
Right.
So I'm first ever Mrs. Lithuania World, being crowned by Julia Schnelle Mrs. World.
Wow.
Give me opportunity to go through the finals, international finals, automatically. And that's what Mrs. World as well looking for, broaden the horizons to different countries. They are always looking for someone to grow their brand across the world.
Yeah.
And they even have a list on their website, what countries missing the
someone
license.
from.
Yes,
Right, okay.
you know, and that is, for example, I'm first ever representative of Lithuania. Lithuania never been on the international stage at this level. So it's really important just to talk about this, you know, and just to send the message back. And I really hope that someone going to take up the license and organize the fantastic competitions. If not, I'm thinking about it. Nice. But also, you know, maybe, I don't know, your fiancé, maybe she wants to get involved in that. And maybe she can organize something here in UAE. And you never know, because this is it's a great fun, you know. So I'm sure she's going to enjoy that, or maybe even taking up the place herself.
I think she would hate it. She'd be like, oh my God, I can't do that. I can't be going on that stage. I can't be doing that. She'd be good at the organising, but she wouldn't be good at the
There is
doing
something
it.
there for her.
So then all of these people, Mrs. Lithuania, Mrs. GB, Mrs. blah, 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 they all qualify, and then this is where Vegas comes in. You're all going to Vegas.
Yes.
So when is that? When do you go to Vegas?
January.
Nice. Okay, so it's soon.
Yes, very soon. There is another couple of months to go.
And
it's very exciting.
Is it the same? So like, you know, the Miss GB that you went through, Mrs. GB, is it then just the same stuff at the world level, or does something change?
It's a different level, because, as I have mentioned, there is not a one evening competition; it's the whole week. So actually,
so is the like regional ones or the country ones? They're just one night.
Yes,
Right, okay.
It's a one night. So as well, there is your choice. So if you want to get involved with the community works, or I don't know, inspirational things, or raising money for the charity, you can. But if you don't want to go through this and you don't have perhaps time, it's fine too. So then it will be just judged your performance on the day, and that is for the regional things, or in the national competition. But internationally, it's much more to it. Yeah. And also, we are sharing the rooms with the other delegates from across the world.
Right.
So this is another kind of funny part, because you need to be in the room and share the room for the whole week with someone that you never met in the past, you know. So they're trying to put you into the categories, maybe Eastern Europe with the Eastern Europe countries, or Africa with South Africa, or something like this, you know, just to have a similar cultures and the similar mindset, I would say.
Yeah.
Which is as well, it's another challenge to be with someone and share a private space with someone that you never met. So that is a beauty of this, because that's how you are getting to know each other and also getting the friendship.
That's cool. And how does like global tensions impact this? Because when you're saying that, I'm thinking like everyone's interacting with each other, and there's so much global tension going on just now. Does that come across in these events? Like, are Ukraine and Russia arguing with each other? Like, is it just like that doesn't happen?
I don't think so. But also, we have Mrs. Russian, we have Mrs. Ukraine who are going to take part in Mrs. World. So I'm going to meet them in January when I'm going to be in Las Vegas. I don't believe that politics gets involved or gets over the spotlight there, you know? And this is a female competition. We are there for different reasons, and they don't want to, Mrs. World don't want to do anything with the politics. So politics, we are leaving aside. We have the leaders to go and fight for their country or just to do their politic things. So we stay away from it, and that is a safe space for every woman.
That's good, because I watched a lot of sport, mainly football, and I just think so much politics gets involved in it. It's like, let's just do football. Leave politics to politics and let's have football doing football. Right. So it's good that it's like that. Right, any more successes that we've not touched on yet? We're going to go on to some of the challenges that you faced, but any more successes that we've not mentioned?
Well, I've been successful in my life by, making that step, leaving the country, and challenging my own character by learning the language, starting my career in the hotel business. It took me a few years to do that. Also, I've been given the 2 recent awards from Just Giving.
Nice.
Achievement and the hero legend for the fundraising, because most of my fundraising I do through the Just Giving page, which everyone knows about this, so they know where the money comes from and where the money goes to. And another fantastic award that I got for the charity as well, a couple of months ago, just to celebrate all the achievements that I have organized within the pageant. So it's called Pageant Industry Awards. Because obviously my platform went through the pageant. That's how I managed to raise, £250,000.
Nice. Well done. What's your target with that? Like, how much do you want to raise?
I want to get 7 figures.
Yeah, that would be the one for me.
Yes.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
That is my mentality, because as a youngster, I always loved to challenge myself, and I'm the one who is getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning as well and getting my session done, and then everything else falls into place. And I love the challenges. I think with the challenges we grow, and we are capable to achieve as long as we're going to put the mindset in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay, talk to me about some of the challenges you faced along the way then. Start wherever you want. You've mentioned a few. Talk to me about some of your challenges.
Oh my goodness, where should I start? Definitely the biggest challenge was, as a youngster, I needed to take the bold decision to move to Lithuania, which was not easy. We had an argument with my mom. She didn't want, because she was a single mother, so I have an elder sister as well. And maybe sometimes we struggled financially, but this taught me how to overcome the fear and work hard to achieve better things in the future. So that is the little challenges started from there. But at 18, when I needed to go to university, the educational side in Lithuania is slightly different. So it's paid for. So it's not like UK that you can just study in university or college for free. And it's really expensive. So my sister finished high university that my mom paid for, and I said, no, I can't do that to my mother, and I'm going to just go and find something else to do. And I bought the ticket that it was £50 cheaper to London than to Berlin.
So that's the only decision making that you had there between Berlin and London, is it costs less money to go to London.
Yeah, because
that's
I couldn't
crazy.
afford that. But if you think about 20 years ago, £50, it was lots of money.
And even just travelling abroad. I think that it's so common now. I don't think it was 20 years ago.
Well, but as well, I was a young, blonde, maybe not thinking things through properly. I thought, I can do that, never been abroad from Lithuania at all. That was my first trip.
Oh, wow. So you'd never left Lithuania?
Never.
And just moved to the UK?
Yeah. So that is a challenge itself. Then, of course, coming into a new country, there is no place to stay. I spent a week on a bus station, Hammersmith, if you know.
Yeah.
So I slept rough, more or less, for a week.
Wow.
It was a challenge for me how to find yourself in such a big city. I felt sometimes maybe like Kelvin from Home Alone travel to New York. But yes, I met a person who worked as a cleaner in Hilton Heathrow Terminal 5.
Right.
That's how I got the job.
Where did you meet them? Because if you're like sleeping in a bus station, like how do you meet somebody to get a job?
In a bus station.
Oh, right, so
she
they were
was
there as
waiting.
well?
She was waiting.
She was waiting for the bus.
She was waiting for the bus, and she was from Latvia.
That
So
helps.
I couldn't speak Lithuanian, but she could speak Russian, and I could speak Russian. So we started to chat, and that's how everything started.
Nice. So then, like, talk me through that. You like, how do you get a job somewhere when you're sleeping in a bus station?
Well, this is all about the character, and that's when I'm looking back to it. I had that determination for a better future. In the past, my family struggled financially, and we needed to overcome that. So I didn't want it to be at the same level. I always wanted to challenge myself. I always wanted to be more, bigger, stronger, and I started like this. And I was quite lucky because at Hilton Heathrow, all the management was Polish. Where this challenge turns into a powerful thing because I could speak that language, so I could easily to go and introduce myself. And I said, listen, I'm going to work hard. I am this girl, I promise you're going to have a spotless rooms, but I need a job at least to start somewhere. And I do remember I was not working 8 hours. I was working 2 shifts just to make sure that I am fed at the hotel. So in the morning you can have a breakfast and a lunch, and then the last shift it was finishing around 11 o'clock. And that lady that I met at the Hammersmith bus station, she offered the room. That it was a credit, but I needed to work hard to pay this back, and obviously from this saved money, I still managed to send some money to my mom just to help her out. And my mom, she was so furious with me, although half of this she doesn't know. She just starting to finding out, but I'm just giving more interviews and a podcast like this. So I want to share my story because I feel that it's inspirational thing for someone else. Maybe someone is going through a similar challenges and they don't know how to get out of this. So I am here just using my voice and my own experience.
Nice.
So that is another challenge I would say that I have faced in my life. But as a person who really want to succeed in life, I was just working hard, and the hard work paid off.
Nice. And tell me, like, what happens next? What's the next challenge? So you've got there, you've overcome the living situation, you've overcome the earning. You're maybe not earning loads, but you're earning enough that you can feed yourself, you can live, blah, blah, blah. What's the next challenge?
Relationship.
Right.
It was when the life after 7 years in London. So I'm already on a position that you are respected. You are sitting at the management table. Everyone is talking to you, not Veronica, but at that point I had Rutkevik, my maiden name. So it was Mrs. Rutkevik or Miss Rutkevik. So that is a little differences in, where I was. And after a few years, the respect that I gained, if you like. When I thought that life is, turning into fantastic, living in London by yourself and, no one is telling you what to do, and you own your own flat in Hampstead, it's incredible, isn't it? But relationship came over where maybe it's a little bit less kind. It was a really difficult relationship, and that relationship broke me totally, mentally, physically, and shattered my self-esteem and my dreams. So after few years of this, I said it's enough. And I found that strength to actually leave. And I took him up and I said, okay, where I'm going to go now? I didn't want it to leave United Kingdom. I wanted to stay because I fell in love with this. It was my second home.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, what cities? I didn't want it to be in London because everything reminded me. And also for my own safety, it was not right to do that. And then pin on a map, Edinburgh, here you go, and then another new challenge came my way, because firstly I needed to save myself, but also I knew that I would need to raise again from nothing, which was hard, but I was prepared.
I was going to say that, you can do it now.
Yeah, absolutely, because, I can speak the language, so I will be great, but it's going to go through the emotional ups and downs, I would say. But Edinburgh, where I not only found the refuge, but also the love of my life, my husband, Chris. And, now I'm a supportive wife and a devoted mother of 3 fabulous children. In this relationship, I managed to go to university and I have my business degree with distinction in different language. So I will point this out. And the life got a second chance. The life started to be beautiful again, And that's what I'm trying to promote as well with my platform, Moments That Matter, that there is no need of women to walk alone through the hurdles, no matter what she's going through, there is a light on the other side.
Yeah. That's a pretty crazy turn. How do you actually manage to get away from that relationship? Because that's always something you see in the TV programs and stuff. Like, practically, how do you get up and go one day? How do you do it?
It's very hard. It took me a few attempts because this is a people who loves to control you. They're trying to grab you and suck you in that you can't actually leave because this is a mental and physical abuse, but the worst is a mental side when you start to believe that you're not worth it, that you are the most stupidest person in the world, that without that person, you are no one going to get to know you, no one needs you, and things like this. And that is the worst part, to break that through. So it was a few times I was living, again, flowers, tears, and I'm so sorry, it's not going to happen again. And this, again, it's happening. But in my case, I had broken bonds. And at that point, I said, that's it, this is just or me or him, no more. I'm not letting this happen, and I wanted to rebuild that Veronica back again, And it's really hard because, as I mentioned before, it took me 14 years to start to talk about this. But if I can inspire and help someone with my shared story, I am the winner.
And so what would you say to somebody that's in that situation just now?
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just trust yourself, believe in yourself, and you can rebuild, because feminine strength, it's incredible. It's incredible. No matter where you're going to move, or be the country that you know the language, with money, without money, if you have that mental focus, you're going to be fantastic. You don't need person like this in your life. You don't need people who drains you or just gets your energy out of you. Absolutely not. Just look after yourself, and the life is too short to spend time like this.
Yeah. Well done. That's really good. So then next, what's the next challenge? So premature twins. Talk to me about that.
Oh, that is a kind of funny story, because I do remember when we went with my husband to the hospital. We're supposed to go for a date to Harvey Nichols, and instead that we needed to redirect the taxi instead Harvey Nichols to the hospital. But obviously, every pregnant mother, she has the luggage already packed because you don't know when it's happening, and. This was another emotional roller coaster for me and Chris. And although with the twins, being pregnant with the twins, we were prematurely only 5.5 weeks, which it's not that bad.
Right.
Some of the families, they can go with 10 and 15 weeks prematurely. That is a really serious cause of having difficulties for the longer than we had. But I never even thought that we going to be part of neonatal unit. I never seen incubator in my life, only in the TV. But there it was just crazy, And I do remember when we gave birth with Chris, Chris was there holding my hand, complaining that I'm squeezing his hand too hard. And we were rejected the first cuddle. So when I gave birth, they took the kids away, and only what we can hear, they can't breathe.
Oh my God.
So there was a few doctors there, nurses. They rushed the twins on this push trolley table into the incubators, into the intensive care, but we didn't know what is happening. So we been left lying on the bed, cuddling to each other, crying our eyes out with thinking the worst. Because what our human body does just jumps into a negative straight away after the kind of trauma, isn't that? So then my husband said, no, Veronica, they will be fine. They will be fine. Everything will be fine. So 3 hours, nearly 3 hours, being there with no knowledge what is happening, this was the worst of, I don't even know how to explain, but it was the feeling that I never ever wish any woman to go through, you know? And after a couple of hours, the nurse came over and she said, they are fine. They are fine. They're in incubators.
So
and
you're
we
sitting
managed.
for a couple of hours not knowing anything, and then just they're fine.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is crazy.
So because they needed to rush them, the premature twins are born with difficulty to breathe through the lungs. So they needed to give them the medication. They give them special tubes and help them to breathe in the incubators. So and the lady came, funny thing, she came with a wheelchair. And I'm just looking at the wheelchair, and she said, well, you just after giving birth, so I will take you in a wheelchair to the... And I said, no, just show me where is the incubators. So I do remember I was running up the stairs after giving birth just to see them. But when I came into the neonatal unit, it's like laboratory, you know, with lots of sound, pick everywhere. And... We've seen them. Each child had their own incubator with the 2 holes that you can put the hands through it. I couldn't touch them. My husband was the first one who put the hands through the holes to touch the kids. I was just crying my eyes out. It's incredible experience, but very emotional. So now I know the understanding behind the scenes, which... for me, it's easier to speak to the person who went through this. But as well, when I was standing in the room and looking at my kids, I looked around and there was a children in incubators half a size smaller than mines. And mines were, 3 kilos nearly each, which is great, but we spent in the neonatal unit in incubators for a couple of days, and they did really, really well. And they moved them out of the incubator so they could breathe themselves. Nice. And another fantastic story, because I was lucky enough to have my mother's milk, fresh milk, and I was feeding my children, but there is some ladies who give birth and didn't want it to feed the kids, because sometimes it happens when you go through the emotional cycle, they just go through the trauma that maybe not necessarily supposed to be there, but the child was starving. So, of course, the unit helps them to mix the, Aptamil or milks. But one of the nurse came to me and she said, Veronica, you have lots. Do you mind to share? And I said, yes. So I was feeding the neonatal unit with my breast milk together with my twins.
That's crazy. What a
I know.
Wild story.
I know.
Oh my God. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Have we missed anything? Any challenges? Any successes?
I think we have covered everything. So it's been a pleasure to share my life story with you.
Thank you. Yeah, what a story. Where do people find you? Instagram, YouTube,
Absolutely,
anything like that?
yes. I do have my own website, www.mrsw.uk. There is a link to get in touch with me to my email or Instagram, Mrs. Veronica Walker. And even if you go into Google Veronica Walker, you're going to find all about me. So you can just get in touch if you need someone to speak to. Nice. Or just to share your story, or send me a message on your lowest days. I'm trying to respond to every single one, and I do have lots of messages coming in. And sometimes I never hear any more from those people who send me that message. You know, sometimes you have that feeling that you are so low, and you just put your feelings in a message and send it over, and then maybe sometimes you think, oh my goodness, I wish I would never done this. But I always try to do the response, and some people, they never come back to me, and I'm taking this as a good sign, because no news is a good news, isn't it?
I think so.